Full-time Forest 2, Swansea 2. Sammy Amiobi scoring 2 to get Forest back on level terms, and the game finishes 2-2, of course. I'm joined with Total Swans TV after the game, also known as Tom. Tom, first of all, I am going to ask you about the referee before Swansea's performance. You know, he wasn't great, and he wasn't great for Forest either. What did you make of the referee's overall performance?
I think he evened things out as the game went on, personally.
I agree, yeah.
I thought we had quite a lot of the decisions in the first half. I think you guys were very, very lucky not to have a red card in the first half. I'm not sure who made the tackle on the edge of the box, 2-footed. Did he win the ball? I'm not sure. It kind of didn't really move. The tackle looked dangerous, so I think borderline could have been a red. So I think he got off quite lightly there with the ref. Norton's red card in the second half for the Swans, I need to see it back, because if he caught him on the back of the leg, which I think he did, then
I think he did, yeah.
Then deservedly.
So you must be pretty disappointed that he went in anyway, knowing the referee and knowing the kind of game, and like you said, maybe trying to even things out. You know, there was maybe a chance of a Swansea sending off happening. So you must be pretty frustrated for him, because he obviously will miss the remainder of the games for the rest of the season now as well.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, with Norton's contract running out, that could be his last game in a Swansea shirt. Whether or not we can negotiate another contract with him for a cheaper wage next year, I'm not sure. But I believe he's one of the remaining ones on the Premier League contract. So I can see why he did it. You know, you want to kind of stop that counter-attack football. Where it was on the pitch, did the fourth official have, any input in that at all? Because, it's not a dangerous attacking opportunity. It's not a goal-scoring opportunity. Yeah, there was clear intent to bring the player down. I think the ref, I think the ref got it right on that occasion. But yeah, the ref had a bit of a hot and cold game. Like I say, I think he did even things out as the game went along, if you're keeping a scoring system of fouls.
I definitely think that someone might have said, well, someone probably did, and the fourth official said to the referee, you've got that wrong, you could do with evening things out. We'll go on to Swansea's performance now. Is that pretty much it for you? Do you reckon there's any chance of playoffs? Of course, for Forest, we only need, a win to that would have secured it for us. Unfortunately, I think we've got to go again at Barnsley. We could do with, I think, a point or of course, 3 points there. Do you think Swansea are still in with a chance of trying to nick that sixth?
I mean, realistically, I think it's done. I really do think it's done. The Swansea diehard fan in me, there's always that chance. When it's still mathematically anything can happen. You know what football's like. But it's happened since lockdown. Teams around us were dropping points. Now it seems that those points we picked up, everybody else is now catching us up with that. Cardiff's win last night, and not picking up the 3 points today. I think that's the nail in the coffin. It's going to be too much of an uphill struggle now. Again, Millwall won today, so they're well within the contention still. But I think Forest, they could have secured the playoffs with a win today. We halted that. I don't think it's going to cause you any issues. You'll definitely, obviously, finish in the playoff spot. But for the Swans, I do think that it's. I think it's done. I think it's. We've messed up too late in games, and we've waited too long to try and get into the playoffs, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, Tom, thanks for your time. Good luck for the rest of the season. Also, Tom runs Total Swans TV. I'll put some links in the description to that, so make sure you go and check out his Swansea content. But Tom, good luck for the season, like I say, and thanks for coming on as well today.
Thank you, Max. Appreciate it.
Full-time Forest 2, Swansea 2. I'm joined by Forest fans Ross and James after the game. James, we'll start with you. 2 words for you. Oliver Langford, a shocking referee performance. Tell us what you think.
Oh God, that ref. I don't know what he was giving decisions, and then he wasn't giving decisions, and that penalty, I thought it was outside the box. I don't know what you guys thought.
I thought it was. I think it's 50-50 really. I looked on Twitter and obviously saw a replay of it. I don't know what you think, Ross. Do you think it was outside the box?
To be honest, yes, it was. But I think I also am rubbish at my job some days as well. And I know there are other referees that Forest have came up against this season. Keith Stroud-Batt haven't done very well as well. But it's what you affect on the pitch. And actually, I thought Forest responded to it really, really very well, certainly in the second half. And by comparison to against Fulham, when they went a goal behind just before half-time as well. And I don't think Forest created much in that second half against Fulham, but today they did. And so I think there's far more positives to take.
Yeah. James, Sammy Omeru scores 2 for Forest, pretty much, rescues the game with both goals. He's been such a key player for the Reds. Of course, we signed him in the summer. I can remember when we first actually signed him under Lamucci, going on Twitter, everybody's reactions were very negative about it, and he's probably proven to be one of the most key signings for Forest and one of the best this season. What did you make of his performance?
Yeah, it was very good. Probably one of his best. Obviously, he's not scored loads of goals throughout the season, but his work rate and his assists have been really good. I thought the first 15 minutes when, I don't know what Forest were doing, we just didn't wake up. The swapping sides with Nuno da Costa helped us. And yeah, 2 goals. Obviously, I was disappointed he took him off. But overall, a very good performance from him. Rested him for, obviously, Barnsley. So,
it would be nice to get Ameobi on a hat-trick. Ross, it's all to play for now, of course, against Barnsley, and this is what's happening, and it's, this is why the Championship's such a tough league. We dropped points against Swansea, of course, 3 points, and that would have sealed the playoffs. But now we only need, I think it's 1 more point, and we go on to Barnsley. How can you see that game panning out again? Both sides are going to be up for it. The 2 remaining games that Forest have of the season, which are probably the 2 most important games all season, depending on results as well. It's Stoke and Barnsley who are fighting for full relegation as well.
And if I remember correctly as well, Barnsley were very unfortunate to lose at the City Ground back in about August, September time. I think it was one of those narrow 1-0 victories, which just to say to, what you're saying there, Max, is obviously, yes, it's dropped points tonight, but also it's been, had those, obviously, they held on in stoppage time against Wednesday and against Derby, obviously, just most recently. They'd be home and dry. So it's those narrow margins whereby, Forest have just sort of lost discipline at the last minutes of the games since the restart and before, which means that now they go to, as you say, Barnsley, who are going to be fighting for their lives and are going to have to get the points. So, they've dug themselves this hole. But tonight there's optimism that they can probably get themselves out of that.
Yeah, and we'll have to see what happens. Fingers crossed. I'm sure we will secure playoffs, and I'll hopefully be speaking to you sometime soon as well with the semi-finals, the playoff semi-final. Fingers crossed. But thanks for coming on tonight, guys. I really appreciate it. Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Of Matchday with Max, remember to give it a like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Come on, you Reds. Cheers, guys.